from Abuja.
Thank you for being a part of our show. We appreciate you. I'm Magnus Kpakol, and this is Magnus Kpakol GVA. As always, it's all about how we can raise the level of living. That's what it's all about. In view today, a continuation of our discussion on fragility and political parties. A group called the Reformed All Progressives Congress, RAPC, said it has split from the ruling All Progressives Congress in Nigeria. So what happens now? Engineer Buba Galadima, a veteran politician and former ally of President Muhammadu Buhari, has emerged as chairman of the new reformed APC. Stay with us because we continue with the big discussion we had with him in our studios. But before this, in our hidden economics, we look at the economics of becoming the best. Now, up next in our quick view, we look at age of the political leader. That's coming right up. Some say that age is nothing but a number. Is that really true when it comes to choosing a leader, especially here in Africa? And for that matter, a political leader. Historically, it has mattered the quality of leadership among African leaders when the variable of consideration is age. Lately, the youth have been more vocal in challenging for political leadership. So has anything changed? How old were the leaders in the early days of political independence in Africa? In this regard, who was the youngest of the following African leaders to lead his country? Felix Houphouët-Boigny, Kenneth Kaunda, Kwame Nkrumah, and Haile Selassie. Who among the following was the youngest to become head of government in Nigeria? Tafawa Balewa, Goodluck Jonathan, Olusegun Obasanjo, and Umaru Musa Yar'Adua. Still in view, our continued discussion with Buba Galadima on his new reformed APC and the way forward. Don't go away. You can't miss this.
She says she want the man, we go do am good. She says she want the kind of man, no, we go do am better. I hear you want the man, no, we go come impress. They say you request the kind of guy, we go give you the best, yo, the best, yo, the best, yo. Oh yeah, Janet, yo, Janet, yo. I am always the best, yo. Finesse, yo, finesse, yo. The best, yo, the best, yo. The best, yo, the best, yo. Oh yeah, Janet, yo, Janet, yo. Finesse, yo, finesse, yo.
The Best, the 2016 hit song by Sydney Onoriode Esiri, otherwise known as Dr. Sid, a Nigerian singer-songwriter and dentist. Young lady, so you want a man that will do you good, take care of you, and love you. So you want the best man for you. Here is what you do to find out which man is the best for you. Simple. You go for the lover of mutual least unit cost. That is, least unit cost to you and least unit cost to him. If you have to struggle, paying more in material and psychic resources to win his love and devotion much more than with the average guy, then consider that that may not be the man for you. But also consider the cost to him of loving you. If the unit cost to him of loving you is also unusually high, then he ain't the man. It should come easy to both of you, today and always. It's all about least cost. The best in anything is the person who can do it at the least cost. Try running a 100-meter dash against Usain Bolt. Check for whom it is easiest to win the race. If you have to use too much energy to compete, then maybe you are not the best. But now, what if what we are talking about is what political party is good for you? Then use the same rule. How easy is it for you to relate to and love the party in question? Do they stand for what you want? Then check also how easy it is for them to do what they promised. If they can't, then maybe you ought to look at the other party. And folks, it's the same analysis for the politician you want to choose. In the end, it's always about least mutual unit cost. The guy with the least unit cost is the best. Our hidden economics for you. Before we start our discussion, here are our quick view answers. Haile Selassie, at 24 years of age, became Ethiopia's regent and then emerged Emperor of Ethiopia at the age of 38. In 1960, Sir Tafawa Balewa became the head of government and Prime Minister of independent Nigeria at the age of 48. For comments, adverts, and sponsorship, please see our information displayed on the screen. So, has the All Progressives Congress, APC, really split? As everyone now knows, a group called the Reformed APC has emerged, saying they are the authentic APC. We were able to have the group's chairman, Engineer Buba Galadima, in our studio for a discussion to find out what happened. We're still trying to get Comrade Adams Oshomole, chairman of APC, or his representative, to provide their view on the matter. Engineer Buba Galadima is a veteran and very astute political operative, having been National Publicity Secretary of the NPN, National Financial Secretary of the NRC, National Secretary of CPC, DG of National Maritime Authority, and indeed also a member of the Board of Trustees and National Caucus of the APC. Please join us in our continued discussion with Engineer Buba Galadima. Are you insurgents in the party?
Well, we may not be insurgents, nor are we guerrillas, okay. But we have to use guerrilla tactic to get to what we want, because everything that had happened was kept secret until it was unfolded yesterday. And I assure you, if the authorities had known that we were going to meet and say the kinds of things we said, I'm sure these people been very allergic to opposite opinion. They could have stopped us.
Trying to stop it. So now what happens? Were you afraid that the administration will continue and that they will bring what you may consider now as the baggage that they now carry into a new government, and therefore not have a situation that augurs well for the national economy, for the future of the country? Is that what drove you to do this? Or was it just a party thing where you were concerned just about the internal workings of the party?
It is a clarion call for men of courage and goodwill, intellect and integrity, to stand up to dictatorship. We are not in a monarchy, nor are we in a fascist state.
Okay.
Therefore, we would not allow high-handedness by anybody or any group of persons to visit it on ordinary Nigerians. Therefore, we are standing up to make corrections, because our vision is to encourage and promote good governance, constitutional democracy, submission by all and sundry, irrespective of position or the kind of cloth you wear, to democratic norms. Once there is no rule of law, the country will be drifting into chaos.
So your main
and we are thinking that I'm coming. Yes, since these processes did not follow due process, and we produce a president in 2019 based on these flaws, the Nigerian judiciary that I see today can do Kenya. We are the losers because we had to lose our jobs. I lost my honest national secretary and promoted this party, put my integrity and honesty online. This is why a lot of people like you maybe could come in or had come in. So we would not allow anybody, because he's in a position of authority, to really damage this interest, inherent interest that we have. And of course, we made promises to the people of this country. We are going to deliver on good government or governance. We are going to deliver on the economy. We are going to deliver on security of lives and property. These are nowhere.
When you say you're talking about the original, the APC.
The original concept of the APC.
Okay.
At
that time, engineer, you had 11 governors that were part of the APC when they were forceful in their membership. Do you have governors now that are in this reformed APC?
Ordinarily, I wouldn't have laid down my arsenals for the enemy to see.
Okay.
But they ought to know that as we are talking now, presently, we have 3.5 governors in our pocket.
Half.
Yes. If you have a deputy governor, he is almost half a governor. Okay. Because if the governor is not there, he is the bona fide constitutional governor. Okay. And we have about 8 that are sitting on the fence. Once we succeed, they will jump to our side. I don't want to mention who are those guys. But we've got absolute majority that even on our own, without talking to anybody, we can produce a presidential candidate and win an election.
When you say on your own, are you going to merge, join, be a part of another party?
Well, we are talking. We are reformed. As reformed APC, we are talking to other political parties. I dare say we are talking to 34, and they have subscribed to be part of this good governance we are trying to establish and make real change, not rhetorics. Not dictatorship, not nonchalance, because you can't afford to have a government that is deaf and dumb. You can't afford to have a government that will not do a PR or communicate with the people. Nigeria is a plural society. The president should be on his desk 25 hours a day, attending to people. You can't just isolate yourself and say nobody should talk to you, that it is your government. No, it is our government. Therefore, every action of the president produced or member of the National Assembly produced by this party is subjected to our own decision.
The President Buhari, was elected on 3 planks: the economy, corruption, and security. When you talk about his problems, has he failed or delivered on those 3 scores?
He didn't
in your
deliver,
opinion?
He didn't deliver on any of the scores, in my opinion. Of course, I must admit.
Even on security?
Yes, I'm starting with that one.
He drove them
I'm starting with that one.
From Zambia.
They are still bombing in Maiduguri. They're the epicenter of the Boko Haram activity. They still bomb. Recently, they killed over 20, 30 people. In Mubi, they killed 273 people. So nobody should just tell me that Boko Haram has been defeated. Of course, it has been degraded. I accept.
But that's not good? That's good. That is good. If
we told the nation, we told the people that we can sort out this matter within the shortest possible time. Look at our manifesto. Because we have a no-nonsense general that knows the turf. And he can sort it out. Is it been sorted out after 3.5 years? And that one
can that be solved by somebody else?
Of course. When we advise people, when those who listen can listen to us, it can be sorted out.
Okay.
Because what the military is not doing is to move inch by inch, taking territory and maintaining that territory. By this time, if they had been moving like that, they could have put the Boko Haram in one corner and just bombed them. But they stay in their trenches. The Boko Haram are directly opposite in their own trenches. For 200 years, nobody moves to defeat the other. In fact, the Boko Haram makes an attempt to dislodge the military. Then they defend themselves. The military cannot do a defensive game. They have to do a proactive attack.
Okay, the economy.
The economy is zero. When you left, dollar was 160 or 150?
Even less than that.
Even less than that.
Yes.
It went to 650 naira I paid for my children. Now, 265. 365.
Yes.
Is that an El Dorado? Is that a gain or a loss? There are a lot of rhetorics about farming. I'm a farmer, you should know. I can't find 1 bag of fertilizer to buy. And if anybody says I'm lying, let him show me the shop where I can go and pay at the government rate and buy. I agree, I will be a liar. But the president doesn't understand. He doesn't relate with the people. How would he know? How would he feel? For somebody to be a successful Nigerian president, manage the economy, manage security, and manage, what did you say?
About the corruption.
Corruption.
3 things, yes. I wanted to go to that next. So what about corruption?
Corruption?
Yes. There were 3 things: security.
I know. SA to one minister that wrote a damaging report about his boss, that he married more wives when he became minister, or that he called the concubines, and he said the minister has bought over 20 houses between Abuja, Lagos, and Ibadan. What has the president done? And let me ask, what money was used for the Ondo election? Has he arrested those people who took that money from Paris Club and channeled it to that place?
How will you win?
I can't.
Do you have one? Not you yourself.
I say I can't. I wouldn't run because I can't.
Not you yourself, but your political party.
Of course, we will win because there is bad will against the existing government.
You have a multitude of potential candidates.
Of course.
When the other go around, you had only one candidate. Everybody supported. Yeah. Now you have a multitude. Can they come together?
They can come together for the sake of Nigeria if we do a transparent, fair primaries that everybody sees as transparent and we are fair to all of them. When we follow our own rules and regulation, as one person emerges I am sure, I can bet my life that all of them will support that person to become Nigeria's president.
Speaking of redemption, is there redemption for Nigeria, assuming that we are in problems?
If let Nigerians give us a chance, this time we will not take the back seat. We will sit in front and dictate what will happen.
On that note, Engineer, thank you, sir. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. So, why do political parties split? As we said last time, quite often a political party splits because of competition between a dissenting faction and the dominant section supporting the party leader. We also shared that in many developing countries, a political party's ideology is often not clear enough, so people are not able to see how it is different from that of the opposition. But as it appears, it seems unlikely that the RAPC will want to easily return to the fold. Can the main APC do without them? Can the People's Democratic Party, PDP, see this as an opportunity to get back some of their top party people they lost to the APC in 2015? But what really matters is what the people want. So what do Nigerians really want from their political parties? It seems first and foremost that what people want is a free and fair election whenever that comes around. The electorate is useless if it cannot elect whom it wishes to elect. I asked Engineer Buba Galadima whether he and his group were insurgents. Well, by definition, insurgents are people who act contrary to the policies and decisions of their own political party. However, sometimes insurgents can more than force the issue against any pushback from the mainstream party. But never underestimate the power of any incumbent party. They often have too many weapons at their disposal. And at the end of the day, the voter often thinks critically about whether the opposition can be truly better than the one they have. Even so, because political parties can be fragile in developing countries, any serious contender can always have a chance. As it stands, we appear to be looking at a case study in Nigeria. I'm Magnus Kpakol, and that's my view.